share on your social media and share on your stories. Thank you so much. Share, and share. We're just gonna be starting. This is pretty recorded, so I mean everyone can listen to it later. Okay. So yeah, my name is Mercy Sunshine Adekunle, and then I'm a career coach and host of 30 times 12 career series. This 30 times 12 September edition, we're going to be talking about being distinguished. So I'm sure we've seen the flyer already. So being distinguished, I think a mark of excellence and integrity. So yeah, we're going to be touching that. We're going to be touching that in 4 aspects, and we're going to be treating 2 this month, and then next month we're going to be treating the other 2, because this is 30 times 12, a quick introduction if you're just joining for the first time. 30 times 12 is 30 minutes every month. So the 12 represents 12 months in a year, and the 30 represents 30-minute session every month. So that is what 30 times 12 is. Always, I'm trying my best to keep to time, and yeah, so if not, the name will not be representing the name, right? Okay, so we're just going to be jumping right in. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. Kindly follow me on IG or YouTube, where the recording sessions are always on, or follow me on IG for updates for the upcoming webinars and series. Yeah. Okay, so distinguished. Why distinguished? So over time, I've seen from workplace and even personal lives, we've seen, or I've seen, that people don't want that mark of excellence. Like, people need to know that the mark of excellence is what makes them stand out in whatever sector they find themselves. So if you see the flyer, you're going to be seeing 4 sectors. You're going to see a career sector, workplace. Basically, you're going to see, as a business owner, you need to be distinguished. In your workplace, you need to be distinguished. Amidst several job applications, have you ever asked why you've not gotten that job? Perhaps you're losing the touch of excellence or being distinguished. And then lastly, we have amidst peers. Means not just with you now, amidst peers, amidst your friends. You're going to be relating with several people every day. You need that mark of excellence and to be distinguished. So we're going to be talking about it today. You have to unravel the second one, but can you guess what I'm talking about? Out of the 4 mentioned, definitely know the first I'll be talking about. All right, so we're going to be talking about 2 of it today. But before then, I'd like to just tell us a little about what it means to be distinguished. So I penned down here that one sentence for being distinguished is doing it differently, excellently. You're standing out. Being distinguished is basically standing out from others. So doing it excellently in a different way. Doing it differently, excellently. Doing it distinguishedly, excellently, if you get me. But basically, it is doing it in a different way than others, and it's doing it excellently. Doing something different necessarily does not mean you're doing it great. Okay, so that is why the word excellence has to be added in it. In fact, without excellence, there's nothing being distinguished. Excellence is what makes being distinguished. Excellence is what distincts you from others, if you get what I'm saying. That's what we're going to be talking about this month's edition of 30 times 12. So if you're just joining again, I say you're welcome, and then you're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to be starting from workplace. I'm going to be spotting out three points from all the outlined list from the flyer. Okay, I think this is okay. All right, so yeah, workplace. What makes you distinguished in your workplace? I'm going to be highlighting 3 points. Please make good use of the comment section if you have any questions, or if you don't agree with what I'm saying, just put double corrections. I disagree. I don't agree with what you're saying right now. First is creating an impact. So in your workplace, we need to have the mindset of creating an impact. What do I mean by creating an impact? Offer solutions. Don't in your workplace, for people that are already working, don't act like you're a one man, you're just doing your thing solo. So in as much as you might be doing your things solo and you're doing it well, that is not being distinguished. That is not doing things excellently. You need to offer solution. As a matter of fact, offering solution is what makes you known. That's why you see in most interviews, people, or let me say in most CVs nowadays, you see the word creative, you see the word problem solving, because that is what most people are looking at. Nobody wants the old wines anymore. Everyone needs what is new. So you need to be able to offer solutions in your workplace. How do you offer solutions? You need to be able to spot problems. The reason why you are in any organization is because you are needed, and the reason you are needed is because there is a problem. Let me take for example, if you are a procurement officer, you are needed because you need to procure. If there is no procurement officer, there's going to be a gap between, maybe if you're in a real estate sector now, there's going to be a gap between people working on site and then the management. So there is always a need for you. That is why you're working in your organization. So you should be able to spot a problem. When you're able to spot a problem, then you should be able to prefer a solution. You cannot be working in an organization and you think you're doing your job properly without even spotting a problem. As a matter of fact, I figured out in my few years of experience that you might be doing your work excellently, like you might be doing what you're meant to do. But what makes you stand out is when there is a huge problem. Imagine a company is going through like a tough time. For there to be tough time, definitely there's a problem, and then you come up to prefer a solution to that problem. You're definitely going to be seen differently. Now, you necessarily might not have to start with the big problems of the organization. It might be something minute. It might be your peer maybe needing you to help them with one thing or the other, and then you're preferring solution to it. In that way, you're already known as someone that prefers solution. So whenever there is a problem, people come to meet you, right? And from there, when there is not a bigger problem in the company, you won't be surprised that they'll still come to meet you. Because why? You've been offering solution. You've been offering solution to certain problems over time, and then they feel, this is up to you. It's something you can do, and that is why they'll definitely come and meet you. And that is the extension. That is one thing that makes you distinct, because first, you've already offered solution, and people with peers rather and your colleagues will not meet you if it's not something you've been doing. So that is point number one. From creating an impact, you need to be a problem solver. You need to offer solution to problems. There are so many problems out there. Trust me. That is why I'm reiterating that don't wait for the big ones. Start from the little ones. What do I mean? Okay, let me paint a scenario. A colleague needs help with maybe something, maybe on a system or from printing, and the IT guy is not on seat, and it's something you can do, and then you're free to do it. How about standing up and helping the person to do it? Okay, somebody is needing help with, be someone that provides solution. Yes, Harmony, thank you. Someone needs help with maybe a memo, or someone needs help with a presentation. You necessarily might not be the one presenting, but the person needs help with presentation, and the person can't really figure how to operate PowerPoint well. And don't worry, let me help you with this. You're offering solutions. See, let me tell you, in every organization, in as much as I hate to admit, there is always a snitch. When I mean a snitch, necessarily not someone that's, a snitch is someone that tells anyway, someone that says everything that's happening in the organization to the board, or to the managing director, or to the CEO, whatever you want to call it. But a snitch equally tells people that you're doing something right. A snitch necessarily doesn't have to say only the wrong things. I mean, someone that definitely tells the MD what is going on around the company. It's not always the HR. The HR is not always the person. The HRs are not always the person. There are always people that basically employed to do that. Trust me, they are there. So what I'm saying is, if you keep offering solutions, you're being seen. People already knowing you. It's registering in people's mind already that, no, this person is different. Because every time I have a problem, I go to this particular person and then it is solved. So that is one point for your workplace, offering solutions to problem. Be a problem solver. So yeah. Another is take ownership. Yes, this is very important. Take ownership of what is happening in your company, or what is happening in your organization, or what is happening in wherever you find yourself. Take ownership. What do I mean by take ownership? Let me use the minute things, because it starts from the little things. I mean, most organizations have dispenser, right? Water dispenser. And then it's done. And then you're like, oh, HR, this water dispenser is done. I don't mind. Can I fill it if maybe it's taking time? Or can I do this in taking time if it's taking time to get to the organization? Take ownership of. Don't have the mindset that it's the company. You have to pay for everything. Take ownership. Be the company. It's not your company. But be the company at certain times. Be the company. I'm using a particular A4 paper and it's not working fine. Instead of maybe discarding it, okay, I'm like, okay, no, I am the company and I'm still going to use it for something better. So taking ownership, and very or most importantly, taking ownership also, it's also leading projects. Something is coming on. I'm more of in the real estate sector, so I don't really want to use real estate sector, and I'm trying to avoid it, but I don't know, it's just working. Okay, something is coming up, whatever it is. We're moving to a bigger location, or we're moving to we are doing something big in the company, and then you're like, okay, can I take on this project? I have experience in this, I have experience in that. That's taking ownership, not necessarily wanting to be seen, or not necessarily wanting maybe additional salary, but taking ownership. See, funny thing is, I tell people that having a salary review is never the issue. Have you lived up to it? Have you worked up to the salary you're asking for a review to? Now, this is the HR image coming out. I really don't want it to be about the HR thing, but it's the sincere truth. So take ownership in your workplace, lead certain projects or initiatives, ask to take on projects. Yeah, ask to take on projects. You might fail, right? You might fail if you take on a project. You might fail in it. Take it up again. Avoid failure. Anyways, that is how you need to. You cannot be who you're professing to be if you've not worked on yourself. So you need to. It starts from working on yourself. You need to work on yourself over and over and over and over and over again. You need to push yourself to be who you really want to be, right? Or who people want to see you as. So when you take on certain innovations and initiatives, you come out successful. So don't wait. Okay, I know some people will murder me if I say this because it's something I'm working on also. That don't wait till someone else is nominated. Nominate yourself. Like, always try to want to do it. Yes, I want to do this. Yes, I want to take on this. Take that ownership. Yes, thank you. And another thing, the last thing I'm going to be saying about creating an impact workplace is provide value beyond your role, right? So, okay, yeah, providing value beyond your role is how I put this now. Offer assistance, support others. Is not about the management. Don't do eye service. Particularly, I'm not a fan of eye service. Don't be someone that just do eye service out there. Don't just do it because you want the management to see you. That is part of you too. I'm not going to lie. That's part of it. In one way or the other, the management is definitely going to be saying that, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. But don't let that be the focus, right? Offer assistance to your colleagues. It makes you exceptional. Provide value beyond your role. When I was talking about helping your colleague with Microsoft Point or Word or anything related IT, necessarily might not be your role, might not be an IT professional, but it is beyond your JD, right? Beyond your KPI, but you're just trying to offer assistance. That is creating impact. Like the word said, creating impact in the minds of others is definitely creating impact. And say, oh, okay, this person is just exceptional at what the person does. So the second point in workplace is present yourself professionally. Let's hold on. So when I mean present yourself professionally, I do not mean physically. While the physical matters, presenting yourself professionally in your workplace necessarily does not mean physically. When I mean physically, I mean your outfit. Now, am I saying you shouldn't dress well? No. As a matter of fact, I think I've spoken about this in my, I think it should be July webinar about dressing well, especially to interviews and in your workplace. Am I saying you shouldn't dress well? No. But don't let that be a focus, because think about it. What does it mean if you're dressing well and then you're not doing what you're supposed to do in your job? I mean, it's not a beauty pageant. The funny thing is, if you resume the workplace or if you resume a new role and then people start seeing you as someone that dresses so well, you're going to have admirers. You're going to have people. When I mean admirers, I don't mean males, just males. I mean, if you're a female, I don't mean just males. And if you're a male, and I don't mean just females equally, you're going to have admirers. You're going to have people that are like, oh wow, this person dresses well. But with time, when you're not doing what you're being employed for, all of that is going to fade. You don't want to be known for just someone that dresses well. That's not what makes you distinct. That's not what makes you exceptional. That's not what makes you act excellently. That's not what makes you distinguished. It is part of it, but don't let that be the focus. In your workplace, you need to be able to prove yourself that, oh, I'm really doing what I'm being paid for. Then the professional look can be an added advantage. Are we good? Yeah, so be professional with everything that you do. Address situations professionally. This is very important. People will get on your nerves. People are going to, we have all the Gen Zs out there. I'm sorry, I know there are a lot of Gen Zs on this live, but it's the truth. We have difficult Gen Zs out there. We equally have difficult Gen X out there, if you understand what I mean. But always treat situation professionally with your MD, with your colleagues, with your supervisors, with your line managers. Always treat situation professionally. Am I saying you shouldn't have friends in your workplace? Of course, you're allowed to have friends. However, when it's work time, it's work time. Treat situations professionally. Don't be the norm that going to, be informal about everything, even when they're not doing what they ought to do. Do well to treat situation professionally. Yeah, I already mentioned that the physical appearance should not be a focus, but it is an added advantage, which is the point 2. The point 3, which is still bounce back to the point 2, is take charge of your emotions. I think I found myself in a situation where I was so overwhelmed in my workplace, and sincerely, I really didn't know what to do about it. But it's part of it. You're going to be overwhelmed. You might be working so hard and then you're tired of working. But you need to be able to manage your emotions. Have you been in a situation where you're telling your superior the same thing over and over again, and then your superior keeps asking the same question over and over again? And then, in your mind, imagine being asked the question like, oh, okay, can you say that again? And in your mind, you're literally like, are you deaf? You don't want to say that out. You don't want to say that to your superior. You don't want to say that to your lineman. You don't even want to say that to your colleague. Like, at times in your mind, you're like, is it that you didn't hear me well? Like, are you tone deaf? Or is it that, are you dumb? But let that stay in your mind for it. Don't let that ever come out, because that's not a professional conversation. So do well to stay professional. All of this registers in people's mind and makes it know that you're just this distinct person. So stay professional. Have a positive energy around you. Very, very important. Have a positive energy. When you have a positive energy around you, have a vibe. People want to stay around you. As a matter of fact, I don't think anybody wants to ask for solution with someone with no positive energy. If you're always gloomy and then you're always boning and you're not smiling, it's going to be difficult for people to approach you. So that's another thing that makes you exceptional. Have a positive energy. Have that joyful aura around you, and snap out of whatever issue it is. Everyone is facing it in life, especially in the country right now. Am I right? I'm not the only one facing it in this country. Everyone is equally paying for tea fare, doubled. Everyone is, it's tough out there. So don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on others. Rather, you're not the only one facing whatever it is you're facing. So have a positive energy around you. Yeah, and then number 3, make your impact known. I think I've spoken about this, I think in my last webinar, that it's not enough to make impact. Make it known. I'm not saying rub it on people's faces, but make your impact known. People really need to know what you're doing. Don't let someone out there steal what you're doing. Don't let a colleague or a line manager take your glory. Don't get me wrong. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. But you need to make your impact known. You need to, when you're in a room, like, people really need to know that you're in the room. That's what I mean. And when I mean you being a problem solver, you need to live up to it, because to whom much is expected, much is required. Do I even know what I'm saying right now? To whom much is given, much is required. So when people already know you to be that person that is offering solution, that person that every time I go to this person has an answer, people will keep coming. But you need to live to that standard. Now, living to that standard is hard work, but you need to keep living to that standard. Don't be shy to say that you initiated a certain innovation. Make it known in the right conversations. like I said, in the right conversations. Means don't rub it on people's faces. I did that. In the right conversations, just in case you're asked, right? Just in case you need to reiterate again in a particular conversation, yeah? So also know your KPI, know what you're supposed to do, and exceed it. The funny thing is, all these things takes hard work. Trust me, all these things takes hard work, but in as much as it takes hard work, it takes consistency. It means you can start little by little. If you're doing something gradually and you keep doing it and you keep doing it, you become exceptional in it without you knowing yourself. So don't look at the hard work part. I think I'm that person, right? Every time I'm about to take on a particular project or a particular initiative, I'm so overwhelmed already without even starting. And that's because I'm already thinking about, oh my God, this is going to take a lot of my time. I needed to calm down after several times. I needed to take a chill pill. I'm like, okay, sunshine, just start, right? So it might take a whole lot of time, but just start. And maybe even if it's for 15 minutes per day, just start something. So don't start with the 1 hour, 2 hours. You can start for the 15 minutes. Like that's the 15 minutes rule. Instead of starting with the big and the big long of hours, long time, start with the 15 minutes. 15 minutes consistency. In no time, you won't know when you're exceeding 15 minutes and you go 30. And from 30, you go 1 hour. And from 1 hour, you go 2. But just start with what you have at the time, because you need to make your impact known. And an exceptional person is not a lazy person, because you need to live up to it. Yeah. Okay, and lastly, you never accept defeat. So yeah, never. Okay, I myself personally, I don't like failing. I think I really do not like failing. I remember when I was in university, actually my first year. So the particular school I was still in a type between switching schools. I really wanted to switch schools. I was thinking about it. Do I want to stay here? Do I not want to stay here? So I was thinking of switching schools. So I was not really focused on what I was doing at the time. So it was really, really difficult for me. But so okay, because of that, I was not able to focus on my exams, and then I really didn't get the particular GPA I wanted to get for my first year, where you have 5 unit courses like MTH 101. So it was so painful. Then I remember when I saw my result, I cried, because I really do not like failing. I really do not like failing. It did help because it affected my 200 level first year and first semester result. It affected because I felt, oh my God, I feel that this thing, but I didn't know what it means to respond to failure. So don't, never accept defeat. Even if you fail at a particular project in your workplace, stand up again. If it takes your night, then it is worth it. Because in the long run, you perhaps will not even be in that company for the rest of your life. You are adding the value to yourself, not the company, in the actual sense. So if it takes your night, if it's something you need to do because you feel that it, then burn the candles. Well, okay, no, when I mean burn the candles, I literally didn't mean burn the candles, because I can't remember who used candles last, apart from birthday candles. So yeah, I know you understand what I mean. So you can see that we needed to just treat two, because that time is already being fast spent. But I'm going to rush over the second thought. I spoke about the workplace. I spoke about creating an impact, presenting yourself professionally, and making your impact known. The second one I'm going to be talking about, which is very, very important to me. God, this pisses me off so much. Very, very important to me. He's being exceptional or distinguished amidst numerous job applications. This is very important to me because as an HR, I see so many job applications and I'm like, God, what is this? Especially CVs. Please, if you need to pay for your CVs, dude, do that. If you know that you really want a job, yeah, and your CV is not CVing, don't submit it because it's a waste of time. Even if you're being referred, if someone is referring you, why should you submit a bad CV? For crying out loud. Okay, how do you distinguish yourself amidst numerous job applications? Be outstanding first impression. Now, when I mean outstanding first impression, I do not mean physical impression. In essence, it might not be physical. your CV. So I want someone to see my CV, right? And I want people to be like, oh, I want to meet this person. I definitely have to meet this person. You know, at times people even see CVs and like, this person paid for this. How sure am I that this is true? At least that brings about a physical meeting. You get to meet the person, or perhaps a virtual meeting. Do you get? So have an outstanding first impression. Yeah. Not necessarily about the required experience. That's true. An outstanding first impression is not necessarily about the required experience. We're at that age where people are not really asking for experience. Only if it's a C-level job role, like maybe chief operating officer, chief financial officer, chief something, like a managerial role. So a managerial role most of the time demands experience, and even companies are already improvising that even for managerial roles you have management training. So what people want: smart, preferring solution, creativity, someone that has the I want to do mindset, someone that has the I can do it mindset. That is what companies are looking for now. So don't think that the number of experience you have on your CV is going to make you stand out. No, it necessarily might not. If you have 15 years of experience, I think there was a job post I posted some time ago. I saw, not going to mention names, can't remember. Anyways, I saw a particular CV. So now this job post required about 10 to 15 years of experience, a managerial role. This person had like 17, but this person did not pass. This person didn't even pass for a physical interview. You know why? Because the person just dumped the CV. Someone that wants to apply for a managerial role just dumped your CV on someone's mail. There was no subject. There was nobody like hello, this is my dad, that. Nobody. So if you're already showing that, how sure are you that you can lead a team? Those are the things people look at. So make a lasting first impression. Make a lasting first impression. Don't just inform people about your skills on your CV or physically, perhaps it's an interview. It's not about your skills. Don't tell me you did that, you have these skills, rather you have these skills. What did you do with the skills? How did the skill affect your current job or the job you're applying for? Those are the discussions, or those are the discussions you should be having with people interviewing you, or those are the things you should be putting up on your CV. So more to your skill, you need to outline what those skills, what you've done with those skills. Another thing, okay, I think that's it. Make an impression. Don't just your physical appearance, it always matters, but that's not your focus. Make a lasting impression. So apart from having an outstanding first impression, another thing I'm going to be talking about, which is the last thing because our time is fast spent, is work with numbers. Working with numbers don't let me say it's a new strategy. It's a strategy that's been going on for a while now. Work with numbers. How did you drive the target of your current place with percentage? I'm going to be giving an example towards the end. Numbers is not just about sales, but psychologically it always works because it's an indicator to success. Lastly, examples of how number works. Now let me introduce myself as an HR manager. If I'm going to put it on my CV, I'm going to say, while working with ABCD company, I introduced certain automations processes that increase the general revenue or general profit of the company by 5%, by 50%, by 70%. That is numbers. Let me use another example. As a procurement officer or a project manager, I reduced costs by 30%, by 100%, by 90% by dealing with the right contractors. And a last example, because I know I'm already extended the time right now. As a lawyer, I resolved a total of 20 cases, 50 cases, 100 and whatever cases, and I won 10 cases. These cases, while representing my company in court. Work with numbers. All of that makes you stand out. So even if you do not have any experience, now you introduce yourself. With maybe certain certifications of the skills that you have, soft skills you have, and how you want to help the company with still numbers. Starting out with my career, I would love to drive this by a particular percentage with this company, with that company, with that company. You need to work with numbers. All of that makes you crazily exceptional. So lastly, I'm just going to be saying, Being distinguished takes intentionality, right? And hard work. I already said that. It takes intentionality, it takes hard work, but you need to come out of the norm. You need to stand out to come out of, you need to make a decision to come out of the norm and be exceptional. You need to be distinct. You cannot afford to be the way others are out there. And trust me, I am definitely rooting for your success. I'm rooting for everyone that watches this live webinar. I'm rooting for your success. Because my aim for this and my goal is to make sure that everyone is working exceptionally in their place of work and submitting CVs, and in their business place, in their businesses, and even with their peers. Everyone is working exceptional. Everyone is doing what they ought to do, right? Another of my aim is the fact that I would love, it's my passion to see that people are doing what they really want to do career-wise. So I'm definitely rooting for you all on this webinar. Thank you every time for joining. It's always fun here speaking, even though I'm not seeing the people I'm speaking to. So it's always fun talking about all of this. So next month, I'm definitely going to be talking about being distinguished with business owners and amidst your peers. So please stay tuned for October edition of 30 Times Self Career Series. It was nice joining you this evening. My name is Mercy Sunshine and I'm a career coach. Thank you and thank you and thank you. Have a great night. Bye.